Hi guys, welcome back to a brand new video and welcome to the Portugal / traveling vlog. I have this giant thing on my wrist because I've been charging my Whoop. This is not how I thought I was gonna start this video. Today has been a little bit hectic. I thought last week and earlier this week, I was like, everything is going so smooth. It's like too good to be true. Everything is going our way. Like something is gonna happen. And I woke up this morning to a message saying that our flight was canceled out of Orlando. And to travel to Portugal, we typically will fly to London and then fly from there to Portugal. So we kind of book our flights kind of like all separate, so they're not really like connecting flights or anything. So if one cancels, then it kind of messes up everything, versus if you did it all in one go, they would kind of help you rebook everything. So we got a message in the morning. I keep getting emails and I'm so scared that they keep updating it. No, that's my dentist. But I got an email this morning saying our flight got canceled, and that was literally like right as I woke up. I just had this feeling to like check the system, and it showed that it was canceled. So then we sat there to try and rebook it, and we rebooked for a midnight flight, which then threw us off on our flight tomorrow to Portugal because we only had like a 3 or 4 hour layover between the flights. So that threw us off on our flight tomorrow, which meant it threw off our transportation and everything like that. So then we started working on getting a new flight for tomorrow. So then I ended up canceling the flight tomorrow to Portugal and rebooking for another one later on in the day. That then meant we had like an 8 hour layover, and then we're going to a completely different airport. Then I get an email that tells me that the flight isn't canceled and that was a mistake and it's just delayed by 2 hours. And we were like, okay, that sucks, but we've already booked this. We're already gonna have this long layover. So that made it a little bit longer with a new flight that we booked for tomorrow, but we were like, okay, whatever. We're not gonna make this, they're not gonna start off the trip like this. We are gonna just make do. So we planned on renting a car and going somewhere for lunch for a few hours and then heading to the other airport that we had to go to, because renting a car was not much different to like getting a taxi. So that was the plan. And then a few hours later, got a message saying that it's not even delayed and it actually is leaving on time, and none of this ever was a thing, and it was all a system error. So it never was canceled, it never was delayed. So that kind of sucks because now we are out of pocket because I canceled our flight yesterday and it was non-refundable. Then our transportation was non-refundable that we can't use anymore, and then I booked the new flight. So I'm out a couple $100s, if not maybe a little bit more. So that really sucks, but we are just gonna make do with where we are at the moment. So currently right now our flight is on time. I keep checking, let me check one more time while I'm actually saying this out loud, because I have a fear that we're gonna get to the airport and they're gonna tell us that it is not a real flight. I did check and they sent another email reconfirming that it is actually happening. The app is so slow, it just keeps loading. Okay, the flight is still happening. So fingers crossed, we'll get to the airport and they'll tell us that it's still happening. So the plan is now we are getting to London, I think at like 6:30 in the morning. The plan is to get a rental car. Our next flight is not till 5:10 in the Luton airport, which is like 45-50 minutes from Heathrow. So we're gonna plan on kind of just getting a rental car, driving to that side of town, finding somewhere to eat for lunch, or there's like a zoo over there, just something to do during the day, so we're not just sitting at an airport until our flight at 5. The Luton airport is quite small, so we don't really need to get there 3 hours before. But that is, fingers crossed, the plan for the day of traveling. So I'm just looking because they've changed the plane, so our seats have changed, and this is like the 4th time that they've done that. Yeah, I'm not really sure what they're doing. We're just gonna make do with what we're doing. Andrew is just kind of wrapping up with work at the moment, and then we are gonna head to the airport. So I'll bring you along with me where I can, and then if not, I will see you guys on the other side in the UK. Good morning, everyone. You join me in Portugal in my bathroom. It is actually our third day here. So the last 2 days have been really rainy and cloudy. So we haven't really done anything but kind of sit around and watch TV and movies and just kind of catch up. But today we are heading out to Albufeira. There's still rain on the forecast, but fingers crossed it holds out and it's just a cloudy day. It is actually my mom's birthday, so we're heading out to get brunch at a little cafe down there, and then we're just gonna wander around and see what we can find and get up to, and then come home in the evening. I have just thrown on a sweater. It's a little bit chilly still, but hopefully it warms up a little bit. But we're gonna head out now. Everyone's waiting for me downstairs, and then we'll see what we get up to. Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday. It is our last kind of full day here. Tomorrow we have a flight at 8:30 at night, so we do still kind of have pretty much the whole day tomorrow, but this is kind of our last full day here at the house. Tomorrow I think we're gonna go into Faro just to go do a little bit of shopping. I think we're gonna get dinner too before we head out on our flight, just because it does land in Gatwick at like 11:30 at night, and then we are traveling to Brighton, so we don't really have anywhere to grab food. We might be able to grab food quickly from like the M&S that's in the terminal there, but I think it's probably better off just to have dinner before we get over there. It has been a few days since I have picked up the camera, so I'm going to insert a few things here. The first outing that we did was Albufeira, which I talked about. We went to a brunch for my mom's birthday, and then we kind of just wandered around the town. It was still a little bit rainy, to be honest. The weather has not been great while we've been here. It's been sunny actually today and yesterday, but other than that, it was pretty rainy. So we just wandered around the town, and then we found a pub to go in, and we actually played pool. And then we headed back home. I think the next day, I want to say it was the next day, I honestly can't remember, but the next day we went to Lagos, which is another kind of like south beach town. It's maybe like an hour and 20 minutes from here or so, so I'll insert that footage now. was a really nice outing. We went to a sushi spot called My Sushi, which is an all-you-can-eat sushi place. I think it was like maybe 15 or 16 euros each, and it's all-you-can-eat sushi. For the price point, to be able to eat as much as you would like was a great deal. Then we just wandered around. We actually saw another coffee spot that was on our radar to go to, but we ended up not going in as we had already had lunch. It was called Black and White Coffee, which looked like a really great spot, so I definitely want to check that out when we come back, maybe over the holidays. And then we just wandered around as well. We found another pub and played darts. And then we just wandered around the shops before heading home. So other than that, we have just been chilling. Like I said, the weather hasn't been too great, but this trip was just to see my family and kind of just chill. So we've been watching a lot of TV. We've been watching White Lotus. We've been watching a ton of YouTube. And then we've also got my parents into the Traders UK version. And we are watching season 3 because me and Andrew just finished season 2. And season 3 just went on Peacock. So we have been watching that. And I think we're about to, when I head downstairs, finish off the last episode, which will be good. But I just wanted to hop on here and say hi. It's kind of a short vlog, I think. I think I'll film some more tomorrow and then end it. And I'm going to do another vlog for when we're in Brighton for a few days. And then we're going to be heading home. I did want to share quickly something that I got from the mall. Now, every time I come here, we always go to the mall. And we always go into Pull & Bear. And I don't think Pull & Bear has any stores in America. If they do, it'll probably be like New York or LA. Maybe even Miami. I know we can order it online, but I don't think there's any like physical stores. I could be wrong, but every time I come here, I always end up getting something from there. So the first time I got like a gold cover up for a bathing suit. The time before now, I got a really nice like long teddy coat. And then this time around, I got like a trench coat. So let me quickly show you what that looks like. All right, this is gonna be the best angle I can get to show you this trench coat. But like I said, I picked it up from Pull & Bear. It was only 39 euros, which I think was about $44 because the exchange rate is not that bad right now. But I picked it up in the lighter color. They had like the normal trench coat color, which is more of like a beigey brown, and they also had green, but I preferred this color. Obviously, it's not waterproof. I would say it's maybe a little bit water resistant, but probably not really considering it's from Pull & Bear and for the price. But I really like the button details. They're not black, they kind of have a nice coloring to them, and I just thought it would look cute with a sweater and just a pair of jeans. But this is what it looks like. Yeah, a little bit different. I don't have a trench coat or anything kind of in this style, so I was thinking it would be perfect for Brighton. Fingers crossed it's not like super windy and rainy. The weather looks like it's gonna be good for the next few days. If not, I do have a big blue coat that I packed with me, which you probably saw in the last video. So I do have that, but I kind of want to wear this with like a black sweater, black jeans, and kind of just like really nice casual outfit. Really quite thin, so I can fold it up and kind of just throw it in our suitcase. We do have a checked bag that is now empty because we brought a bunch of things for my parents, so now we have an empty suitcase. So I think we're gonna pack, looking down here because our suitcases are down here. I think we're gonna pack a carry-on suitcase, pack it into the checked bag, pack our coats around it, and then just board the plane with one carry-on suitcase, just because we have paid for the checked bags. We might as well fill it up and drop it off at the check-in desk. But yeah, I am gonna head downstairs to watch the last episode of Traders with my parents. I think my mom has made some sausage rolls as well for lunch, so we're gonna enjoy those. And then if anything, we might head to the grocery store just to get some snacks. And then maybe I will show you around outside because the weather is quite nice today, and kind of show you around the area. But if not, I will see you tomorrow when we're in Faro before we head to Brighton.